kind of did put myself at a bit of a disadvantage by saying Wednesday Wisdom, which has the has the presumption I'm going to say something wise. Hey, what's up? It's Frank here from Data Driven Impact Quantum, and of course, franksworld.com and Frank's World TV. Um, just a quick live stream to say that I have not live streaming for a while. And there's a very good reason for that. So the first week was my allergies had me so far knocked out. I actually limited my streams. The last time I streamed, I think, was from was Dulles Airport, because I came back from MLConf in New York. MLConf in New York is pretty much awesome. I think I got a chat message come in, but I can't tell on my phone. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I finally did make it home from Dulles. That was quite the trip, man. I go to I like to say, here's a piece of wisdom. I go to JFK Airport every 10 years to remind myself why I don't go to JFK Airport, except for every 10 years. I think that covers the 2020s. Last time I was at JFK, it was the red eye back from Seattle, because I was meeting my family and we were going to go fly to Disney that day. And I remember getting into JFK completely exhausted from a red eye and just the madness and just the chaos. I will say in those 10 years, they did clean up the place. It is much nicer and newer, but it is still JFK. Saw a fight almost break out. Apparently, so for the backstory, my first flight I was scheduled back was canceled. The flight I rebooked on was also canceled. I guess the other thing I've learned is they will cancel a flight out of JFK, not JFK, out of LaGuardia just at the drop of a hat. Not really sure why that is. There is an interesting story. I think it was B1M, the YouTube channel, talking about the plans to fix up LaGuardia. And basically, I think it has something to do with the way the runways cross and kind of it's right on the water, and there's some issues with the winds and things like that. I don't know. Given that I live in DC now, DC Metro, the train is the easier way to go, honestly. I wish I had taken the train. Speaking of where I live, the studio is a bit dismantled because I am moving. I am moving to somewhere else in Maryland, which I guess technically, depending on whom you ask, based on my observations, I believe it's probably more of a Baltimore suburb. But there's plenty of kind of DC stuff there. It's only like 45 minutes from where I currently live, so it's not like that far. But we closed on the house, so in between getting back to traveling, closing on the house, moving, which haven't moved in like 15 years. I'm 15 years older, and I have 2 kids, and I think 2 more dogs than I did at the time last time I moved. It's quite a lot of work. But new house is wonderful. I'll talk more about that. Hopefully I'll be able to build an even better studio. So how's this for commitment? The first desk I set up there was the treadmill desk. So I've actually been using that, which is counterintuitive because of all the moving, I've been sore, but I kind of realized, like, wait a minute, you have to work through that pain and then it feels better. And I assure you, the first 20, 30 minutes are god awful and horrible. But after that, you feel better, like just kind of working the aches out. It's weakness leaving the body, I believe is the phrase. And it's been rough. It's been rough. The weather's been beautiful though. Pollen has been taking a break on me, thankfully. With that said, I figured I'd check in. I can't tell if I have any comments or not. Not sure. But in any case, I hope you're doing well. Have some good stuff coming out at Red Hat soon. New product coming out. Hopefully we talk about that pretty soon. And definitely go hit your favorite search engine, do a search for Red Hat OpenShift Data Science, call it Rhodes, RHODS. Hit that in the search engine and go check it out. Go check out what we're offering, and hit me up on any of these social medias, wherever you're watching this, on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. I said YouTube already. Thankfully, we have 2 coffee machines, so I can get coffee here and there. So the plan is that set up a little, there's already plumbing in the basement. So set up like a little coffee station downstairs, which is where my office is. I always get the basement office. But the lighting here is so much better in the new one. So there's that. Yeah, I'm excited. So I hope you're having a great day. So that's my bit of advice. People in New York used to bag on Newark Airport all the time. And let me tell you, of the 3, that's my favorite. I don't know why. I mean, it's not perfect. No airport's perfect. Although I will say the Frankfurt airport is about as perfect of an airport as you can possibly get. Just saying. But it was an interesting trip. My first time since the pandemic that I've been back to New York City. It's different. It is very different. I wouldn't call it a ghost town. I met with a college buddy of mine, and we did. I met up with a college buddy of mine up in Koreatown, which if you're not familiar, is basically around the Empire State Building, just south of it. And he referred to it as a ghost town because on a Thursday night it should have been bumping. It was ghost town's a bit strong, but it was really quiet. And I don't know, it's just different. When I hear ghost town, I think tumbleweeds and kind of like just absolutely no one on the street. Wasn't like that, but it was probably, it would be kind of what Manhattan would be like on a very, very quiet day. Like maybe a day it was like snowing, like there would just, or just bad weather predicted, and people would just kind of not come into town. But what was interesting, and this was unexpected, was that when I took the Uber ride, it was a Lyft ride out to JFK. What was fascinating was how busy the boroughs were. The Queens was. I think we went. Yeah, it was straight through Queens. I mean, obviously we were on the highway, so we didn't really see a lot. But I mean, just from the traffic on the side roads that we were connected to, and just the full parking lots, because when you're stuck in traffic on the main highway, you get to be able to look at that. I mean, even the Burger King, it was Burger King my grandparents used to take me to, actually. I recognized it in the street. I mean, that parking lot was filled, like, and it was just like, it just seems like I've kind of seen that too here in the DC area. Like, DC City itself is kind of like a ghost town, I guess. That's a little strong, but I mean, it's definitely way down in terms of people walking around and stuff. But the Rockville, Bethesda, those places are bumping. Fairfax, Reston. It's just interesting how, I guess, people are shopping and entertaining themselves where they live as opposed to going into central location. Um, it's just fascinating that, because in my entire life I've never seen a case where busier than Manhattan. Manhattan was always kind of like the hub, and the boroughs, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, Brooklyn, were always we're just always quieter than the city. The city was always kind of cranked to 11, and the other boroughs were kind of at a 7, 8, or 9. And speak of Brooklyn, my thoughts and prayers go out to the folks that were victims of that attack. As a survivor of 9/11, I think I have an idea what they're going through. But with that, I'm going to end the stream. At least I think I'm live. How do I end the stream here? Here we go. There's the button. All right. You have a great day. And clearly, I need a haircut. As you can see, that's why I'm wearing my MCRN hat, Martian Congressional Republic Navy. If you know what it is, then you enjoy the show. If you don't know what it is, I highly recommend you check out The Expanse. All seasons are on Amazon Prime. And that's all I got. Thanks, and have a great day.